get into it here, see what she does. 4 grand, easy. Feel the secondaries open up. Doing good.
Okay, so here we are. We are very cold here, nothing hot at all. Grab this exhaust manifold and make sure that we're full here in the fuel bowl. So let's fire it up. One thing I'm kind of concerned about is I know my manual pump will put out 6 psi. That's a little much for the original needle and seat, but let's see what happens here. We'll crank up the car. I'll probably give it 1 squirt. Gas pedal. There we go. Well, there we go. She fired right up. Pretty good. Kind of hover around 5 or so. That's kind of tight there. See it spit out a little bit here. I think I've got a little bit too much pressure. These things really only like 3.5 to 4, maybe a little 4.5. I'm going to get another needle and seat for this thing. Just to check it out back, we're not blowing any black smoke or anything. Nothing raw fuel out here, so pretty good so far. Guys, it doesn't like the sound of a Y-block, so we're going to get one of the better needle and seat upgrades from Daytona Parts for this carburetor before I send it. But anyway, pretty happy with how it started right up. Shut off the engine here. I don't have any leaks with any of the plumbing. Just kind of checking that out. I know I squirted out a little bit up front of the fuel bowl, so that tells me that my needle and seat kind of being overpowered by. Not too bad over there though. But even when we shut off, we're still sitting at over 4, and she'll climb to 6, probably a little bit more when I hit the fuel. So we're going to go ahead and get another needle and seat combo from Daytona Parts. So this is what we've done. We've ordered the upgraded needle and seat, which is actually not a needle, it's a plunger. We'll explain this in a minute, but 18R19A. This will fit the 55, 56, even the 57s, 2.4s, and the supercharger, the Holley 4000s. Now, this is what most kits will ship with your normal, typical run-of-the-mill needle. It's got that Viton tip on it, and then conical taper inside of there. Obviously, your float is actuating this and closing off the fuel bowl feed when it rises to the appropriate level. Daytona Parts has a plunger system, and I'll throw up a little diagram here from them. But I use this on my Holley 4000. I did not think to get one for here. I thought I had one. I put one of these in, and it dawned on me that I'm running a pump that's close to 6 psi. These Holley 4000s don't like any more than 4. Maybe I'll give it 4.5. But with this plunger style that seals off, I can get 6 and I can push it to 6 psi, not have any issue with the fuel bowl filling up and overflowing. So we'll get this installed and we'll be on our merry way. By the way, this is $12 right now in 2025, late in the year at Daytona Parts. To reiterate once again, there's nothing wrong with this style of needle and seat if you're running original fuel pressure. It will seal off just fine. A lot of kits ship with that, but a lot of us will swap out our fuel pump to maybe an FE version or something somebody's rebuilt. It's putting out too much PSI, or maybe like me, you got an electric pump that you fill your fuel bowl with. You definitely want to go with a better needle and seat combination, and basically what they have at Daytona Parts is a plunger and seat. Something else we're going to do while we have the lid off here is just check that our economizer valve is working appropriately. There is a seal under here. This gasket holds the vacuum, And what you do is you basically, on a 55 model, you'll take your thumb, you'll take your thumb and place it over this hole here at the back of the lid. Hold this down. Get a thumb over there, sealing off that passage, and then see if it will hold. It's holding. If I release my thumb, you can tell it pops out. Now, why is that important? There is a power valve right down there. And you see that little spring-loaded tip down there. That's what this plunger is acting against right there, that flat piece. And of course, when the vacuum drops and you need more juice, that's going to open up and feed your secondaries. Okay, we got everything plumbed up here, ready to go. We got our new plunger and seat from Daytona Parts. I'm going to kick in my electric fuel pump and see how we do. Kind of hearing this, and I'm watching. You can hear the fuel pump kick back now. So turn off the fuel pump real quick. Take this off and just check. You see where we're at, almost 6 psi, excuse me, and we've got no leaks around that gasket at all. Check the other side real quick, just to be sure. But that solves the problem. It's a real good plunger and seat. You run a Holley 4000, I highly recommend Daytona Parts. Just a great kit, great parts for your mid-50s Ford. Next thing we're going to check is that we've got fuel squirting out our nozzles here. Let me get my light turned on so we can see a little bit better. Hold on. Now we have a light on this. Let's see if notice any of our fuel coming out of our nozzles. And there we go. Just checking both sides here. We're good. All right, back to the carburetor. Let's fire it up, see what happens here. Just an initial tune. It's not choked, so I'm gonna have to give a little bit of gas. Sorry about that, I forgot. My bad. Now this is obviously just as cold as you please. Choke's completely wide open. Checking here for leaks or anything. Lights are pretty good. So we're going to let this get warm and then we'll give it a good tune. So we're just a turn and a half out here on our mixture screws. Okay, the car's been sitting over a week, so we're going to test and make sure that we got no power valve leaks. And the way we do that, take off the air cleaner real quick. And we'll just look right inside there. We're just going to give it a couple of squirts. I think you got enough light. You see there's fuel coming out there, so we're doing well in that regard. So let's get this thing warmed up, take it for a test spin. All right, I got the camera set up on the seat here. We're gonna hear my cam. We're about 650, 700. Want to take it out, make sure that idle's good. And then want to confirm the secondaries open up. Hopefully the camera isn't shaking too much. If it is, I apologize, but still a little cold. I haven't read
registered yet on the temp gauge. So far. Now there is another way to confirm secondaries open. You can do that with the hood up, and when you're sitting there in idle, you get back to the garage. I'll show you kind of how that works. Got a good stretch of road up here where usually nobody travels very much, and we're gonna go over there and kind of get into it and see how we're doing. Feels good so far. I don't have a choke for this 55, so that's some of the issue, but let's get into it here, see what she does. $4,000, easy. Feel the secondaries open up. She's doing good. Now, usually that turn and a half setting on the needles there, the idle mixture, usually a turn and a half is a little rich at idle. So what you'll probably find when everything gets warmed up, working on one of these carbs, is that it will, when it's cold, it'll seem like it's lean and kind of blubbering, and then when it gets warm, man, this is real good. Responds really well when you hit the gas too. So, but you'll find the idle will climb a little bit, and since this is a 55 and I don't have a choke set to this, probably got the idle a little bit high because it's cold. It may want to play with that idle setting. But yeah, secondaries open up just fine. Pretty clean. One thing we'll do too, we get back to the garage, is we'll check and make sure we got nothing leaking. That kind of idea. Check all of our fittings, make sure we're okay. I don't have any reason to believe we're not, but it's always just wise insurance when you get one back on the road to check things out. Our radiator fan just kicked in, so we're pretty hot then. We're pretty warm. And its ambient temperature is about 80 out here or so. And we've gone up another, let me show you, get the camera. We've gone up another 100 RPM or so. We're at 800 or so. A little high. But now that we're warm, we can go ahead and make a final adjustment on this. Take your gun, point it top the radiator. Thermostat. We're right there at operating temp. Thermostat opens at 180, so. And the air cleaner a little warm. Just gonna look all the way around, check the phone real quick, camera, make sure there's no leaks anywhere. Looks good right there. Secondary is not leaking. Everything's looking nice. All right, so let me show you how you can check the secondaries here. What you're gonna have to do, crack the primaries a little bit, and then hit your secondary butterflies, and you ought to be able to hear a little bit of a suction. I know I got the fan going right now and some stuff, but let's see what happens when we do that. You can hear that, go back. Get those secondaries like that, that tells you that fuel's been fed up through those lines. So this is set pretty good. I'm pretty happy, and we'll get this back to the Thunderbird mechanic, and he'll probably make some final adjustments because of the choke setting, fast idle, all of that, and maybe just a little bit on his mixture screws. But this is pretty much set to go here, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Of course, I did add this for my air cleaner because this is made for a T-bird, of course, and that that upside down bowl. But anyway, she's ready to go.
Guys, that's a wrap here on the Holley 4000. Nothing like being able to test it here on the 55 Ford Fairlane, being able to swap out intakes pretty quickly and easily. To me, that's the best way to get a carburetor back to a guy who's expecting you to do it right and do it well. Give it an initial tune, run it, make sure everything's operating the way that it needs to. He may have to do some things with the idle quality just because there's a different engine as far as the cam specifications, and you think about timing. Initial timers as well. I'm about 10, almost 11 degrees initial timing. I imagine that Thunderbird most probably is closer to 6. So that's going to play a little bit into what happens with the carburetor once it's put on this 292 and that 55 Thunderbird. But at any rate, we're very happy with it, and I hope if you have any questions about the Holley 4000, you want to look at my website or also here on the YouTube channel. I've got a host of videos about that. I want to say this too, just real quickly, if you're watching right now, we're getting closer to 5,000 subscribers, and we put some more stuff into the website store. Take a look at all of that stuff you guys have been asking for. We are going to have a giveaway once we hit 5,000 subscribers, and we'll have some stuff mentioned on my website, hotrodreverend.com. Also here on Hot Rod Reverend, the YouTube channel. Guys, we'll see you on the next one.